What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chaos. My name is vlad, the-tek, and today we are going to talk about last week in prison, which is kind of false advertising because I wasn't actually in the prison, but you kind of get the idea. I went to academy, but the first day was actually at the institution that I work for, and then I went off-site to actually train at academy. So it's kind of was at prison, kind of wasn't, but also forgive me, I have a massive fucking headache right now. I don't know why. I am also legitimately pissed off because I somehow got a community guideline strike. Yeah, I'm currently fighting that. Yeah, which is why last Friday's meme video is gone. Please be patient, I am currently fighting with that, and if I lose the battle, then I will blast this bullshit all over the internet. Hell, I might do it anyways, because it's actually got me pissed off to the point where I didn't even want to record today. But, c'est la vie. Moving on. If you want to help support the channel so I don't have to worry about this type of stuff, you can actually check out the links in the description below. Well, there's actually a couple of links. The first one would be to my Patreon page. The second one, if you want to make a one-time donation, will be to my Ko-fi page. That's right, you can make one-time $1 a piece donations, possibly even more if you want to, I think. I don't know how to use the damn thing. And whenever I live stream, I will actually connect it to my live stream so that if you donate, you will actually be able to see it live. Speaking of which, I'm going to actually try to live stream sometime this week, I think. I'm trying to. I'm getting there, I promise. But this time it'll be on YouTube, not Twitch. With all that shit out of the way, moving on. So the more interesting stuff actually happened over at Academy, and I actually learned a couple of cool things and may have a possible career path if YouTube doesn't work out. Don't worry, I'm probably not going to go anywhere. I like YouTube too much. I've actually completely forgotten the curriculum. I don't know how I did that, but the first day was talking about the mission statement and all that stuff, and trying to discuss safety and stuff within the prison system. And the thing that sticks out the most were a couple of key points. The first one being motivational interviewing. And it's so interesting that motivational interviewing is being taught because motivational interviewing basically is structured kind of like cognitive behavioral therapy is. So I kind of have a basic understanding of how to conduct an interview during cognitive behavioral therapy, and that was freaking incredible. So that's pretty cool. And I will give the basic gist of it right now. The first thing is that the main principles behind it is that you need a goal in mind, a goal to change an aspect of somebody's behavior. The term they use is directed change. So for instance, if you're talking to a alcoholic and you want them to try to come to terms with the fact that their drinking is actually causing them to ruin their relationships and their job and all this other stuff, you would actually keep that goal in mind while you're interviewing the person. And the whole idea is that you can't just tell the person, hey, your behavior's doing this, this, and this. Because what happens whenever you call somebody out on what they're doing? They double down. They will actually reject the change with a passion if you do that. So the goal of CBT and motivational interviewing is to keep you from creating conflict between you and the person you're interviewing. And the whole time you're trying to let them guide themselves to the conclusion that, hey, maybe this drinking is a problem. And there's a couple of things that are involved with that as well. For instance, you need to reaffirm. So you need to ask questions basically to validate what the person has said. So for instance, the person being interviewed might go, it just seems like everyone's out to get me, you know? Like, my daughter caught me drinking, and she wouldn't let me babysit the kids. She just totally has it out for me because she doesn't want me to see my grandkids. And the interviewer will go, wow, that sounds really difficult. It does sound like there's like a motive of your daughter being out to get you. Just something that you and the subject will agree on, even though you might not actually agree with what the subject's saying. You still want to affirm that you understood what was being said. And the third aspect of motivational interviewing is asking a leading question, I think. I don't know. I'm actually going to go get my study guide. Hang on a second. Why do I have headphones on? Whatever. I'm in it. Just 1 second. Damn it. Well, I would absolutely love to tell you more about motivational interviewing, but unfortunately, I have no idea where my notebook is. So, yeah, that's not happening right now. But the third aspect is like basically asking a leading question, basically trying to, asking open-ended questions. There we go. I remembered it. So you want to ask a question to basically direct somebody to elaborate. Let's say the interviewee says something along the lines of, well, my boss and my daughter are all out to get me. A leading question would be, why do you think that they're out to get you? What's going on? Or better yet, how are they out to get you? You basically want to ask a question that can't be answered with yes or no, and that requires more than one word to answer. You want to give 2 positive affirmations for every open-ended question. So that was really cool to know, and it's actually something that probably could be useful in day-to-day life. So if you guys want a full tutorial on that, I'll actually do one here on my YouTube channel, and probably a quick primer over on TikTok, so follow me in the links in the description below. I also learned about some pretty disturbing stuff about gangs, and we're not going to talk too much about that. But yes, we actually learned about how people with a criminal or manipulative mindset actually go about manipulating people, which I believe will deserve its own video as well, because that's something that's pretty important and could help out in people who are in abusive situations to try to, or if you believe you're in a manipulative situation, you can actually look for these tells. We also learned about PREA, that's P-R-E-A. And I'm not going to say what that stands for. If you want to know more about it, you can actually Google that. This was a pretty damn impactful week, but a lot of it didn't take place at the prison. We haven't gotten to defensive tactics yet, but there were a lot of scenarios that were built upon, you know, how people inside of prison are actually manipulative and how staff and other offenders can be manipulated. We also talked about maintaining a positive social media presence, so let's hope I'm doing that right now. I might actually want to talk about that one day and discuss how the Department of Corrections is actually trying to change their image, and they're doing quite a bit to try to do that, which I found to be really fascinating, because the old image of correctional officers, there's the word. The old image of correctional officers, like being that you think of in like Hollywood, and the way they're portrayed is completely wrong from what the DOC is trying to get them to be now. So it might be a worthwhile video to actually go through and like show off how wrong that image actually is, and what specifically people here in Missouri are trying to do. This one's going to be a really short video because I'm honestly drawing a blank for what to talk about. Also, I met people who are coming in from across Missouri, so I got to talk to a lot of new people today, and I've got varying degrees of opinions about the COVID shot, which actually brings me to my next point. I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but if you'll notice, my arm, I don't know if you can see it that well, probably not. Well, my arm is kind of red. It's not swollen anymore, but yesterday was a little swollen and very itchy. I learned a thing about the Moderna vaccine. Whoa, stop it. That was weird. Stop doing stuff. My computer is doing stuff. Forget about it. So, for those of you who don't know about the COVID vaccine, there's actually 2 brands right now that offer it. Possibly more, I don't know, but there's 2 main brands here in the US, Pfizer and Moderna. The specific COVID vaccine I got was the Moderna vaccine. So yesterday, I woke up and my arm was kind of itching. I didn't really think a whole lot about that because it's wintertime, I have sensitive skin, so chances are my skin's probably dry. And then I actually looked at it and I saw this big red swollen spot on my arm. And immediately thought, well, that's probably not good, especially considering that's my vaccine arm. So I did what any smart, intelligent person would do. I Googled it and immediately thought I was dying. But luckily I was linked to some articles that showed that it's not a common occurrence, but it's an occurrence. So this is actually a very mild side effect to the Moderna vaccine specifically, and what they believe it is an immune reaction to your body fighting off the antigens. So basically, it's a red badge of courage that proves that the vaccine's working. And here's the weird part. It only happens with the Moderna vaccine. To my knowledge, it doesn't happen with Pfizer. I personally believe that it's because that Moderna might be giving a dose that is just slightly too high. They could actually, and I also believe that they could actually lower the dosage and still get the same results. But don't quote me on this. I'm not a scientist. I have not been studying this. It's just based off of a few articles that I found online, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. If Moderna finds out that I'm right and lowers the dosage a little bit, and you still get full coverage from the vaccine, who is meowing? But yeah, one good bit of evidence that I have for this is that the Pfizer dosage is 0.3 milliliters versus Moderna's dosage, which is 0.5. So it's significantly higher, but then again, I don't know what percentage of the active ingredient is in each vaccine, so I don't know if it's the same percentage per milliliter. But if it's like, only 20% for Moderna and like 30% for Pfizer or something like that, then my whole idea just goes out the window at that point. Also, they just don't have enough data. This is one of the few things that is still being worked on with the vaccines is dosage. Now, we do know that people are building up an immunity to COVID, but at the same time, we don't know the exact dosage. For instance, with the, God, what was it? The one that Andrew Wakefield hates so much. The vaccine, MMR. There it is. With the MMR vaccine, they've actually been lowering the number of antigens that are needed to elicit an immune response. But with this vaccine, we don't really know yet because we just issued it. Again, I can make a whole video on the vaccine, and I probably will in the future when it actually becomes available to the public. But until then, I'm pretty sure I'm safe. I'm not gonna die. It's just a mild irritant and an inconvenience, and it's not gonna stop me from getting my second dose. So whenever it becomes available to you guys, get your vaccine. And that's all I've got for today. This is probably a short video. So yeah, I'm going to go record another random video, which will probably be how to make a D&D character, because honestly, it's one of those days. If you want to hear about anything that was discussed in this video or have general questions about what it's like to be a correctionals officer, leave them in the comment section below or go over on Discord, which will also be linked in the description. And while you're down there and you want to support the channel and keep me from getting demonetized in the future or get my channel shut down, links will be in the description for both Patreon and Ko-fi if you want to make donations there. Also catch me over on, well, not Twitch, but I might be live streaming here, so just subscribe for more content, I guess. Smooth transition, but for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, feel free to show me some love down below by hitting the like button. Don't forget to check out the annotations for more videos, and I will see you in the next video.